There's been a bit of a crackdown on businesses who are failing to make changes to their pension schemes. Our business reporter Clodagh Rice is here with the details. Morning, Clodagh.
Good morning, Joel. Yes, the pensions regulator has started handing out £400 fines to companies that don't comply with regulations. So 166 penalties were issued across the UK in the last 3 months of 2014, which might not sound that many, but it was a huge rise given in the previous 3 months only 3 were handed out. And this is because auto-enrolment was introduced by the government in October 2012. I'm joined this morning by Iain Ferguson from Workers' Pension Trust. So Iain, those changes that were made to the legislation, what do they mean for businesses?
Well, Clodagh, they mean that every business in the UK is required to put in place a pension scheme and for its workers and to pay into that pension scheme, and the system's called auto-enrolment. It affects every employee who is over 22, under state pension age, and who earns over the minimum threshold of £10,000 a year or £192 a week.
And now these changes were made almost 3 years ago. Why do you think businesses are continuing to be hit? Is it a lack of awareness?
Well, the whole process began with the larger businesses. And so in 2012, it was companies with over 120,000 employees. We're now down to the stage where it's businesses with around 50 employees. Now, those larger businesses have obviously their in-house teams of their HR people, their finance people, and they're much better equipped to suppose run through the process. When it gets to smaller businesses, they have not as many resources, and they're more likely to come under to not comply and to be faced with a fine.
And so what more then do you think could be done to help those smaller businesses?
Well, at Workers' Pension Trust, our business was set up specifically as a pension scheme to look after auto-enrolment for Northern Ireland businesses. We've currently helped over 200 Northern Ireland companies through auto-enrolment. And I think the whole thing is to just plan properly. If we offer a free 6-month planning guide for people, we give them template letters for employees, we give them leaflets, posters, etc. And we try to get them into a position where they're not going to face a fine. And I think that's the main thing. The fines are totally avoidable if you plan early and plan well in advance.
And now we saw more changes to the pensions legislation then just in April there. Do you think more people, pensions are becoming more widely discussed with more people making provisions?
Yeah, I think when the government looked at auto-enrolment initially, they thought that around 30% of people would opt out because people have to be automatically enrolled, but the individual employee has an option to opt out if they wish. The government originally thought opt-out rates would be 30%. Under Workers' Pension Trust, our opt-out rates are less than 5%, so only 1 in 20 people is opting out. So people are obviously a lot more aware of pensions now and a lot more aware of the need to save for their retirement.
And now they can take it out in a lump sum, isn't that right?
They can do. The legislation changed from last April, so now people are increasingly using pension schemes as more of a savings scheme. It's a lot more flexible than they used to be.
Well, thank you very much for joining me this morning, Iain, and taking